Elon Musk is ready to send the Starship up into orbit and then catch it. It's never been done in the history of humanity. When the rocket ship goes up, it lands propulsively, meaning it lands with the engines and it slows it down and it has these landing legs. Well, Elon Musk said the only way to get quick reusability, it's not the way we're doing it now, because the way they do it now is it launches and it lands somewhere, typically in the ocean, on this barge, this automated massive boat, and then they take it back to shore. Then they have to put it on its side, transport it back to Texas where they launch out of, and then get it all ready again. He says that takes way too long. So his idea was, he said, why don't we launch it when it returns to where it launched? It's called return to launch site, RTL. Instead of having it land, why don't we have these arms that will close around it as it's lowering, catch the rocket without the top part, fuel it just like you would pull into a gas station with your car, and then just put the new upper stage, the top of it, back on and launch it right away. Now, everyone thought this was a crazy, stupid idea, but then someone sent him something and say, why don't you catch it with like chopstick arms? This is exactly what he's doing. So if you can imagine, now they call it Megzilla. It's these two massive arms. It's like a claw. And as a rocket's coming down, these arms will close slowly until they literally latch on to these little handles they have, holding the rocket up, the entire rocket up. Now, it doesn't weigh a lot after there's no fuel, because the outside of the rocket is about as thin as a Coke can, which is actually, a lot of people don't know this.
Crazy.
All it is, it's a little Coke can with a bunch of pressure inside. So just the same way how you shake up a Coke can and all that pressure, that's basically rocketry right there. That's rocketry 101.
So what is the benefit of them being able to catch it with the chopsticks instead of what is it currently just landing on the and sitting on the ground, I guess?
Yeah, so right now the way it works is it would have to land in the sea, because your trajectory will take it out to the ocean to get enough speed to then launch the upper stage, which it comes off of the booster. The booster is just all the fuel. Mm-hmm. So once you get it into orbit, you launch the first stage that has the satellites or whatever else you want to launch, and then that booster has to land back, but because the Earth is spinning, it lands in the ocean. So right now they're just sending a boat out to catch it. So it lands on the boat, then the boat has to come all the way back to shore, and that can take days, and because it has to go slowly, especially with conditions in the ocean, etc. Then they have to put it on its side, transport this massive, it's almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty, transport it all the way back. That takes a lot of time, logistics, and money. So he was like, if we want to get to Mars, we have to send a ton of stuff out there. How can we do this quicker? How can we get rid of all this extra logistics and get to our goals? And that's what he came up with. So it's literally stacked right now. It is ready to go. It's on the launch pad. Everything is ready, except the FAA won't give them the clearance because of these minute paperwork details that they want figured out.
Of course. Bureaucracy.
Now, of course, Boeing's issues have also been in other areas, including most recently with regard to their space operations and the Starliner mission that wasn't able to return the astronauts from the International Space Station. And now NASA is relying on SpaceX to bring them home. And so, that sort of has put in sharp relief an issue that many have raised regarding perhaps the undue scrutiny that your agency is giving to SpaceX, with a $633,000 fine for launches last year recently, and then recently as well, delaying the launch, the fifth mission for Starship, 2 months past what the license previously said. So I was hoping you could speak to that issue, and in particular, whether you think the delay of the Starship launch is in the public interest.
So I think safety is in the public interest, and that's our primary focus. With the proposed civil penalty, it involved a failure to comply with comply with the launch requirements before launching. They launched without a permit. The allegations are that they moved a fuel farm closer to the population and did not do a risk analysis before launching.
So how about this delay? Are you saying that the delay of Starship is for safety reasons?
The civil penalty matter wasn't delayed. They launched without a permit. The delay of the Starship had to do with SpaceX filing an application and not disclosing that they were in violation of Texas and federal law on some matters, and that's a requirement to get a permit.
So my question, though, is it a safety issue? Is that why it's being delayed?
I think it is. I think launching these rockets is a safety issue into the NAS, and I think it's a situation that requires the same level of safety management and safety culture that we're working to implement at Boeing needs to also exist with commercial space.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I'm saying, are the reasons for this delay, which is moving the launch back from what was previously communicated, are the reasons for the delay safety related?
Well, the first reason of delay was that SpaceX failed to provide an updated sonic boom analysis, so there was a 30-day delay due to that. And then the latest delay was their failure to comply with Texas law, which is a prerequisite to getting a launch permit.
Okay, so assuming for the sake of argument that's true, but these are not safety-related reasons.
I think the sonic boom analysis is a safety-related incident.
You think the 2-month delay is necessary to assure a safe launch?
I think the 2-month delay is necessary to comply with the launch requirements, and I think that's an important part of safety culture.